February is Heart Month, and today we are highlighting an initiative that is making a big impact right here in Kentuckiana's construction industry. The American Heart Association is teaming up with local construction leaders for Hard Hats with Heart, a campaign focused on improving cardiovascular health and raising awareness. Here to tell us more is Taylor with the Kentuckiana American Heart Association and Chris with Weir Constructions. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you.
So we have been highlighting this all month long. It is so important, and I love this initiative, working with the construction workers. So those who may not be familiar with Hard Hats for Heart, share us about this initiative and when did it really get started?
Yeah, so Hard Hats with Heart is a year-long initiative that the American Heart Association had started when it was founded that construction workers just have a higher risk for heart issues in general, just because due to the nature of the job.
Yeah.
So year-round, we work with construction companies and companies that support the trades to build a healthier workforce. So with Weir Constructors, for example, we've done things like place blood pressure cuffs on job sites or taught hands-only CPR demonstrations. Anything that construction workers have or construction companies have identified as something that is really important to their health and wellness goals, we come in and we support those goals. So Hard Hats with Heart is just a really big culmination of everything that we do throughout the year.
Yeah, a lot of people will come in and have, just like, the typical office workers, they'll sometimes have workshops where you learn hands-only CPR and all of these things. But a lot of times, when you're out on the job, blue-collar worker, you don't get that hands-on training. So from your perspective, why is this initiative just so important to the work that you guys do?
Well, for me personally, on June 25th, I suffered cardiac arrest.
Wow.
And it was a young man driving by who saw me that was a third-year nursing student. He called his mother. It was her night off, and she was a former ER nurse, and she ran across the street and saved my life. So I immediately started getting involved, and one of the things I've learned is that 9 out of 10 people who suffer cardiac arrest outside of a medical facility do not survive.
Right.
So I beat the odds just the minute I hit the ground. And so I was in a coma for 8 days and was back to work by August 15th. And it was because of the leadership at Weir Constructors. And they have been so gracious to get involved with the American Heart Association. We had over 80 people this weekend on Wear Red Day. That was our annual event. And so all the employees wore red. And we're just so happy to be involved with the American Heart Association.
Well, and we're so happy that you're here to tell the story. I had no idea that you had a history of that. And so it just probably means it's so near and dear to your heart to get involved in this and to, just spread that awareness, not just in the month of February, but every single day that you're out on a job site.
Yep. So to the 2 nurses that saved me, like I said, one was on her night off. And while she was working on me, another nurse it was 10 o'clock at night. She was walking her dog and she ran over, and they kept me alive until the ambulance got there. Wow. So, and unfortunately, we are not the healthiest people in the construction industry. I mean, we're eating out of lunch boxes. A lot of the times we've got a hammer in one hand and a sandwich in another. We don't exercise like we should. And so it's very important to get 2 messages out today that if you're in construction, get yourself in shape, including myself, and learn CPR. Somebody who knew CPR is the only reason why I'm here today.
Wow, I have chills. I have chills just telling that story because, they jumped into action that late at night. I mean, it's crazy that you're here to tell that story.
There are miracles upon miracles.
Yeah, and I'm sure, throughout this crazy Kentuckiana weather, we have the hottest summers and in the winters too. You guys are hard at work, and a cardiac arrest can happen at any day. It doesn't matter if it's blazing hot outside, if it's freezing cold outside, or if it's just another day.
It's just another day.
So anyone who is on the job site needs to be prepared. And so if, people are out there listening to this and they want to get those, get involved in this or just any of the other programs that American Heart puts on, how can they get in touch with the team?
Yeah, so they can go ahead and contact our office. We have our websites as well, and I believe that we might be sharing that QR code too.
Yeah, it is right there.
So you can go, that is our Hard Hats with Heart website. You can learn a little more. Our contact information is there as well. If you'd like to get involved and join the amazing group of leaders within the construction industry that we have with this event.
Alrighty, well, thank you both so much for coming on today. Again, we're so thankful that you are here to tell the story and really just get the word out, because it is especially important this month, but every single day on that job site. So
Thank you for having us.
All right, so again, if you're interested in learning more, just head over to hardhats.heart.org.